Okay, today we're going to talk about prisms, and we're going to find the lateral area and the total surface area of a prism. Okay, a prism is a polyhedron, which means all the surfaces are flat surfaces. There's no curves, there's no circles. They're all flat shapes, they're polygons. Every surface is a polygon. And it's also a shape, a prism is has two bases, and those bases are exactly the same size and shape. So you look at this figure and they're parallel. So you look at these figures. There's no other parallel side besides the top right here and the bottom. So those are my bases. So this top right here and this one here are my bases. So that one, and then I'm going to color the bottom one a different color. Let's see, a blue color. So this bottom one will be blue color. So those are my bases. So what shape is this base? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 sides, so it's a pentagon. So this is a pentagonal prism. So this one is a pentagonal prism. All right, so I found that my bases are pentagons. Now I need to find my height. So I have 10 feet right here, 8.5 feet here, and then 12 feet here. Which one will be my height? So one way to remember height is looking at an accordion. I'm just going to show you this one real quick. So here's my accordion. So to play an accordion, you put your hands on these little clips like this, and you squish them together. So for me to remember the height of a prism, I just pretend I put my hands on both bases and I see how far are they apart. How long would it take me to squish them together? What's that distance there? So let's look at this one. This is kind of a better example. So this accordion has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So that one is a hexagonal prism. So if I put one hand here and one hand here to squish it together, how much would that take, or how far would that be? That is my height. So my height would be this piece here. It's not necessarily the height, vertical height. The height is the distance between the two bases. So if it's on its side, you could turn the paper around. You can always turn your picture around and look at it this way. But a lot of times your figure would be laying on its side like this. So you would have to find the height. The height would be, you'd have to find the bases and then look at the two bases, and then put your hands on them like this or something on them and say, how far away are they? How far is it this base from this base? That is your height. All right, so on this picture, so my 2 would be from here to here. So I could turn my picture if you wanted to. Could turn it like this. So how would this one be from here? How far are they apart? Well, they are 12 feet apart. So then I'm going to circle my height. This is 12 feet is my height. All right, we had to find the height because we are going to find the lateral and total surface area of a prism. So we're going to start with this prism here. This prism is very good. Did y'all see it? So you have to look for the bases. So here's one base, triangle. The reason I know these are my bases, one, is because all the sides on a prism have to be rectangles. So these all around are all rectangles. So you look, what is not a rectangle? Well, these two right here. Sometimes you do have a rectangular prism. So then you have to find any two sides that are parallel and exactly the same size and shape. So these two are parallel and congruent. And so I find my two bases and I shade them. And then I look for my height. So where's my height? So you can pretend that this is your accordion. And so from here to here would be good, 14 inches. So this is my height. All right, so we're going to find the lateral surface area and the total surface area. So lateral surface area, I pre-wrote it already for you guys. So lateral surface area is the sum of the area of the lateral faces. Lateral means the side. So all of these rectangles. So if I add up all 3 rectangles, that's the lateral surface area. It's only of the lateral faces, which are the sides. If I want the total surface area, I would find the sum of the lateral area and the area of the two bases. So it would be everything. It would be all these rectangles and the 2 triangles. I have to find the area of everything. That would be the total surface area. So let's go ahead and start with the lateral surface area. How do I find the lateral surface area? So lateral surface area, that's just the area of all the sides, right? The area of all the sides. So what shape are those sides? Well, we said that for a prism, they're always going to be rectangles. So I have 3 rectangles on this. Because I have 3, it's a triangle, so each side is going to have a rectangle. This rectangle, the back side is that rectangle, and then the bottom is a rectangle. So I'm going to start with the front. So this one right here. So this rectangle has dimensions 10.3 inches and 14 inches. So it's 10.3 by 14. And the one on the back, so I'm going to color the one in the back here. Do y'all see that one? I'm going to highlight it so you can see it back here. All right, that back side. All right, that back side is 10.3 and 14. Or you can count from up here, 14. It's just 10.3 again and 14. 10.3 inches and 14 inches. And then you have a bottom side. So I'm going to color the bottom one with this brown color. So do you see the bottom side right here? The bottom lateral face. So that's 10 by 14. Oops, it's the same size. So 10 by 14. So 10 by 14. Let me just shade that hole in. 10 inches by 14 inches. So I'm going to add all 3 of them up. So I have to find the area. So to find the area, you multiply base times height. So 10.3 times 14. So go ahead and do that. 10.3 times 14. 10.3 times 14. Guys, use your calculator. 10.3 times 14. Oh, your mental math is 144. So this was 144.2 inches squared, because inches times inches is inches squared. This one should be the same thing. I'm just going to do it again so that I can see, so I can make sure. Get my glasses on, sorry. That's better. 144.2. And the last one, 10 times 14. Well, that's 140. 140 inches squared. So I add all those up. So 144.2 plus 144.2 inches squared plus 140 inches squared. This gives me 428.4 inches squared. That's my lateral surface area. Okay, the reason you'd want to find your lateral surface area, let's say I wanted to paint only the sides, that's how much space I would have to paint. All of the sides. I wouldn't paint the top or the bottom, just the sides. All right, so now I'm going to find, oh, let me show you the formula. There's a formula that's a shortcut to, instead of doing all of this, there's a formula for that. I just want to show you why you would, what steps you would take and why this formula works. So my formula for lateral surface area, which is a shortcut, is just you find the perimeter of the base, and then you multiply times the height of the prism. So that's kind of an easy formula. Perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. That gives me my lateral surface area. So I look at my base. My base is a triangle. So what's the perimeter of this triangle? Perimeter is the distance around. So the bottom is 10 inches, and then I'm going to go up. That's 10.3, and I'm going to go back down. That's 10.3. So the perimeter would be 10 plus 10.3 plus 10.3. So add that up. 10 plus 10.3 plus 10.3. That should give you 30.6 inches times the height of the prism. And we said the height was 14 of the whole prism. So the height of the whole prism is 14 inches. So 30.6 times 14 is going to give us the same amount, 428.4 inches squared. The same thing we got up there. So if you like doing the formula, this is the formula, and you will see it like this. Perimeter times capital P stands for the perimeter of the base times lowercase h, that stands for the height of the prism. Okay, so that's the lateral surface area. Now we're going to do total surface area. So for total surface area, I want the whole thing. I want all this plus the 2 ends, okay, plus the 2 bases in the end. So I already have, so for my formula it's going to be, I'm going to add my lateral surface area plus, so I have all of this already, so I need these 2 triangles. So I need the area of the base. Area of both bases. Okay, the way you will see this on a formula chart would be lateral surface area is perimeter times height. So I'm going to write perimeter times height plus, there's two bases, so I need the 2 times a capital B. Capital B stands for area of both bases. So I'm going to write a little area up there because a lot of people think that's B for just one number. That's not a B for one number for base. It's the big capital B stands for area of the base. So I already know what my perimeter times my height. That's this here. I already know that. So I'm going to copy this here. 428.4 inches squared plus, now I need to find this, 2 times the area of the base. So I come back over here to my fixture. I need to find the area of the base. So what shape was my base again? Good, it's a triangle. So it's a triangle. The bottom of the triangle is 10 and my height of this triangle is 9 inches. So remember how to find the area of a triangle? My formula is just base times height, right? So it's going to be 10 times 9 divided by 2. So 10 times 9 divided by 2. So 10 times 9 is 90 inches squared, divided by 2 is 45 inches squared. So that is big B. That is the area of the base. So I come back over here. 2 times big B, which is area of the base. So 2 times 45 inches squared. So I'm going to have 428.4 inches squared plus 2 times 45 is 90 inches squared. Now I'm going to add those together. 428.4 plus 90. And that is 518.4 inches squared is my total surface area. Okay, scoot that over a little bit, sorry. It's my total surface area. Okay, we're gonna go on to one more problem. This one right here. Okay, this is a pentagonal prism. We talked about this at the beginning. We already found out that these were my bases and that's my height. Now I'm gonna look at this pentagonal prism. I'm gonna find the lateral surface area. And I'm going to find the total surface area. You always have to find the lateral surface area. Even just to do the total, you need to find the lateral surface area first. So to find the lateral surface area, I know I need my perimeter. And I'm going to need my area of the base to find my total surface area. So I'm going to just find those real quick. Perimeter of the base. So big P stands for perimeter of the base and big B stands for area of the base. Remember that? Okay, so for the perimeter base, so here's my base right here. I can do either the red or the blue, they're the same. I'm just going to do the red one. So perimeter means the distance all the way around. So I'm going to travel from here is 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet, plus 10 feet, plus 10 feet. So what do you get when you add that up? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So perimeter of the base is 50 feet. Is the perimeter of the base. Area of the base, well, do you remember the area of a regular pentagonal prism? I know this is regular because all of these sides are the same. So I'm going to add the name regular up here. This is a regular pentagonal prism. So this pentagon, all the sides are the same. So we had a formula for that. But if you forgot the formula, if you had to know the formula, you can use the formula. If you forgot the formula, you can always find the area of any object by making shapes within it. So I look at this object and I can see that I can make a triangle right here. See that? So I find the area of this triangle and then I'm going to see how many triangles there are in this figure, in this pentagon. And then I can figure out my area of this whole pentagon. So I look at this triangle and I know the area of a triangle is base times height. So my base, so I need to figure out what this is right here. Well, I know that this one's 10 and they're all the same. So this has to be 10. So to find the area of this triangle, I'm going to draw it out here. This is 10 and the height is 8.5. So my area is base times height. So 10 times 8.5 divided by 2. 10 inches or feet times 8.5 feet divided by 2. So go ahead and do that on your calculator. we could just do 8.5 times 5, but we'll just do this, 42.5. So the area of this triangle is 42.5 inches squared. That's the area of that triangle. Okay, so how many, now you have to see how many triangles are there in that, in this pentagon. So there are, this is one, here's another one, there's another one, there's another one. There's going to be, how many triangles are there going to be? Good, there's 5 triangles. So we have to multiply this times 5. Let me make sure I did that right. 8.5 times 10 divided by 2, 42.5. Then times 5 of them, because there's 5. So my area of my base is 212.5 feet. That's the area of one base, right? The area of the blue one is 212.5 feet. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead, once we find our perimeter and base, in the perimeter of the base and the area of the base, we can do our formula. So for lateral surface area, my formula was perimeter of the base times the height. So perimeter of the base was 50 feet, and my height, the height of the whole thing, we said was 12 feet. So I'm going to do 50 times 12. That's going to give me 600 feet squared. So that's the lateral surface area. Lateral surface area. Okay, for total surface area, so total surface area is my lateral surface area plus 2 times the area of the base, right? So my lateral surface area, I already know it's 600. So I always have to find lateral surface area. So 600 feet squared plus 2 times the area of the base. Well, I know that one base is 212.5 feet squared. So now I'm going to add that together. I'm going to multiply that, 212 times 2. That's 424 feet squared plus 600 feet squared. So 600 plus 424, 1,024 feet squared. Can you guys double check my math on all that? Yep, and it's right. Oh, this should be a 5, 4. So 212.5 times 2. Oh, this should be 425, sorry. Plus 600, 1025. I saw it wrong on the calculator. So 1025, 1,025 feet squared. That's the total surface area. So if I wanted to cover up this whole pentagonal prism, that's what I would get. And that's how I would do it, the total surface area. Okay, we're going to try this one next, right here. This is another prism. I know it's a prism because it has 2 bases that are exactly the same size and shape, and all my sides are rectangles. So here's one base, and all the shapes are polygons. So this is a polyhedron. It's a prism. There could be no curves, no circles. So there are my 2 bases, Now look at those 2 bases and figure out, look at it and see if you can find the height. You can pause it and see if you can find the height. So if you thought that was a accordion, you could put your 2 hands like this and squish it together. They would be how far apart? Good, they'd be 7 inches apart. All right, so I already know I'm going to find my lateral surface area and I'm going to find my total surface area. So the lateral surface area, I need the perimeter of the base, and for my total surface area, I'm going to need the area of the base. Okay, so let's find the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter, so one of these right here. So I'm just going to use this